double review today. 2 episodes in one review. Somebody stop me. I mean, I don't even know why you guys are watching. Basically, all I do is recap all the episodes. These reviews are a scam. So let's review these episodes! And these episodes were actually quite intense. Who else believed that Mista was going to die and cried prematurely? He doesn't, though. So the episode starts out, we're gonna find out what this key is for, obviously, and basically it just has instructions in the little red part. Has a whole paragraph telling you to go to this train station, go by the fountain, where you'll find what the key goes to. Interestingly, the episode kind of starts off with a little, I guess, romance teaser between Fugo and Trish. I was kind of getting the romantic impression based on their first interaction with each other. They had kind of a funny interaction, and Fugo was very, I guess, gentlemanly with her. Well, she was a little bit more like, yeah, I don't care. I don't think of Jojo as romance anime by any means. It typically doesn't have any romance in it whatsoever. But I like it when it does. I mean, Koichi and Yukako. Am I right? As we're at the train station, he goes by the fountain, he finds the turtle, and rather than putting a key and like turning it in something to open something, it actually goes flat down into the turtle, which activates like a stand ability of the turtle where you can actually go into a room inside of the key, which is really interesting because the turtle is slow moving, inconspicuous, I guess. Although when you see a turtle with a key on it, you're kind of like, that's a little bit weird. But the idea is this way they have like a little safe house where the enemy can't really find them and can't detect them, which is a little bit interesting. All they detect is the turtle, because we do see this one scene. Pesci gets out his fishing rod and he can sense 2 life forms in the control room or the locomotive or whatever. Specifically 2. He senses the driver and the turtle, but he can't sense the people inside the turtle. So that's pretty interesting. And when Pesci like grabs he baits the guy onto his fishing hook, the driver, that dude gets fucked up. I mean, I guess the same fate might have came to Mista too if he just hung on to the hook longer, but I don't know, man. I don't even know if he's still alive. I mean, he looked alive when he got hooked, but how do you like go about explaining, oh, sorry. I mean, either way, I guess Prosciutto, like, was putting the aging effects on him, so if he wasn't dead then, he's probably dead now. So we're introduced to, like, the Fisher Boy stand, or Fish Boy, or whatever it's supposed to be. I don't know half of these bands that they're referencing, so I guess I could look them up, but no. So the idea behind the stand is that you leave bait, and if somebody takes the bait, per se, or falls into the trap, then you get to hook line them and drag them into you. And it looks like the hook also digs into you. It can like severely hurt you while you're being pulled because, like I said, that driver guy looked fucked up. And the other stand from Prosciutto, Grateful Dead, it's given off this effect where everyone of a certain body heat is aging. And the reason why it's body heat, I'm not sure if this is on purpose or if it's part of the effect of the stand, but Trish, she's a girl, and her body heat is lower than guys. So the basic idea would be to keep Trish safe while you're doing this effect. So most of the people who are getting affected by this aging process are people who haven't been cooling off by like drinking something, or primarily men because they have higher body heat temperature than women. And as soon as they figure this out, Mista is like, hey, we gotta use all the ice on everyone else because there's the majority of the group is getting affected by the aging process, except for Trish, Mista, and Bucciarati, because they all had something to drink, and Trish is a whammon. But of course, Bruno stops him right there. He's like, no, you can't waste the ice. You need to use the ice on yourself, because you're gonna use your 6 pistols, your assassination ability, to get this guy. It doesn't occur to any of them that this is a duo team. So they think it's just one guy, and they think they got his stand ability already figured out, so it never really comes to their mind that there might be a trap waiting for him, or there might be another guy that they have to deal with, another stand user that they have to learn the information of. So Mista comes out, and he's got the ice to his forehead, and he falls for a trap. He sees the AC, and he figures, oh, well, if I turn it on, that'll help cool everybody off, you know, because he's trying to think about everybody as a whole. But of course, the AC is bait, and as soon as he clicks it, that's when the fisher boy, Pessy, gets his hook stuck into his hand and starts pulling him. And it's interesting because Mista tries to shoot the line. It doesn't work, it like reflects or back at him. But as soon as he shoots it, that's when Pessy immediately knows, oh, it must be Mista, because he uses the bullets. And that almost led me to believe that Pessy must have known Mista's stand ability, but no, it's just that he knows that he fights with a gun. He actually doesn't really know anything about his stand ability, as it goes to show further on in the episode, where he shoots some random bullets and he's like, what are you even shooting at? And then he notices the stands. So Mista chooses to shoot at the ice to melt it and prevent Pessy from having an ability to keep his body temperature cool so that he would be in a similar state. And Pessy is not a very strong type of character. He freaks out pretty easily. As soon as the ice, he's just like, oh, I gotta get out of here, I gotta get more ice. And this old man kind of stops him and prevents him from leaving, which causes him to get shot twice in the hand. Now, I'm sure there are other people who thought the same as me when they were watching this episode, but as soon as I saw the hairstyle, I kind of guessed that this old man was actually Prosciutto in disguise. But given that I didn't know anything about his stand ability, or how like it would affect, could he use it on himself type deal, and also the fact that he stops Pessy from escaping, that leaves a little bit of doubt in your head, but it actually does make sense for him to stop Pessy, because he's trying to teach Pessy that you can't run away from a fight. He's trying to teach him, hey, you can't freak out when you're under pressure like this. You could have fell right into his trap. You could have ran right towards Mista and gotten shot and died. And then finally, when Mista is trying to get information out of Pessy and trying to figure out where the other guy is, because, you know, it's great that you overcame Pessy, but you gotta find Prosciutto to actually get the aging reversed. And that's when Prosciutto comes out in his disguise again. He grabs onto Mista, and apparently the aging effect works a lot faster and a lot better when he directly touches them. So he makes Mista super duper old, and then the scene was very good. At least I thought it was good. People have been talking a lot of shit on this part of Jojo, Golden Wind, or whatever it's supposed to be called. And a lot of people say, oh, nothing's going to be better than Stardust Crusaders. And I can kind of see why they say that. I mean, Stardust Crusaders is like, it's really where Jojo began. The first two parts, they were okay. But Jojo didn't really begin until Stardust Crusaders. And I can understand why some people might not like this part. It definitely doesn't include a lot of the older characters. They're kind of being pushed aside to focus on these new characters, but I like these new characters a lot. I like these fights a lot. And I think a lot of these scenes, like this one, is just showing you how much better the writer is getting. I kind of predicted that one of his 6 bullets could have stopped the bullets, but as far as I saw, all of them were on the ground aged, just like him. Oh, Dan Fan, it's Sex Pistols, not... I'm trying to... But I just really liked that scene where Prosciutto is like going on this rant and he grabs Mista's gun and just like fires down 3 shots right to his head, just finishes him off, and you just see him lying on the ground like... You really get that feeling like, oh, shit. And I started, like, running through the possibilities in my head, like, what if they actually do capture Trish? What if they have to, like, I don't know. And I guess it's been a while since a Jojo character actually died and had a huge effect on the other characters. It's so scary to imagine Mista being the next Caesar. You know what I mean? Because I like Mista a lot. His backstory is like the best backstory. It's so cool. It's not the direction that they go. So number 5, I believe, had a bit of ice. So they had the ability. I mean, it's a little bit weird because they're a stand, you know? Does a stand have body temperature? But anyway, so number 5 has a little wad of ice, and they're able to keep themselves from aging, just like Mista has. And they stopped the bullets from completely going through Mista's head. And then they went on to revive number 6, who went to Bucciarati with another cube of ice to help him finish the job, so to say, because, you know, Prosciutto and Pesci are still on the run. But before any of that happens, we do get this kind of nice scene with Trish. We haven't seen that much of her, first of all, but the parts that we have seen of her have been, like, very cold, like, she acts like a princess, everyone needs to wait on her type thing. And I can definitely tell that she's a cool character, just waiting to break out of that shell. But we see this scene with her, and it's like a genuine, compassionate scene of her. Like, it's good. Where she's not just sitting around being a cunt reading her teen magazine. No, she's sitting down with Narancia, and she's holding the ice to his head to try to help him from completely aging and dying. And Bucciarati is like, hey, you should keep that ice for yourself. Our mission is to protect you. You don't need to take care of us. And, you know, she's like, you know what, man? He's gonna die first if this keeps up. And I'm just thinking, yeah, look at that. Trish has a soft side. So meanwhile, Prosciutto and Pesci are going in the control room, and they notice animal droppings, where Prosciutto immediately comes up with the conclusion, oh, it's an animal. Animals have stands too. They must be hiding in an animal or something. And he looks around the room more, and then that's when he sees the turtle trying to escape. Now at this point, Bruno comes out with number 6 holding the ice to his head and starts fighting. But unfortunately, whilst fighting, you kind of work up body heat, which causes the aging process to get you. And as he's aging, he's getting slower. And unfortunately, he's not able to completely finish off Prosciutto. So at the end of the episode, Bucciarati just kind of decides, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to grab onto you and jump off the fucking train. And you know, it's not my personal choice. It's probably not the way I would have gone about it, but that's a pretty solid plan. All you gotta do is kill him to, like, reverse the aging process. Now granted, Pesci is still there. Pesci is probably going to try to, like, use his Fisher Boy or something to hook them, or hook Prosciutto and prevent him from getting off the train. So while it's a good plan in theory, it's probably not actually going to work out that way. But we'll have to see where this goes Friday. So I guess I will see you guys then. Be sure to like the video, just for the sake of liking the video. Comment below what you think about the episode. Make sure to tell me if I missed anything. I miss a lot of things. And as usual, thank you guys for watching. Having a lot of fun watching Jojo, and having a lot of fun talking about it. See you guys again Friday. Bye! Program restart.